Hey y'all, this is All of Destiny. In this video, I'll be showing you all of the steps I take to customize and prep my frontal. So bleaching the knots, tinting the lace, plucking and creating baby hair, and then adding an elastic band for that added extra security. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. The first thing that I do is I go ahead and bleach the knots on the frontal, and I'm using the BW2 powder by Clariol and 40 volume developer for this. And then whatever you're going to be bleaching. For me, it's going to be a wig. So I go ahead and I just turn that inside out, put down a trash bag or something so that you don't really waste it, you don't mess up anything, because this process can get a little messy, you know. So then I'm going to go ahead and add in some 40 volume developer. I like to add this in like little by little, just so that I can get the consistency the way that I want it to be, and that way it's not too runny, because then you'll have to add more powder, and I would just rather get the consistency right so that I'm not like wasting and then I have to just pour out the excess, you know. So in real time, this is me applying it, and I'm just kind of taking my time, lightly brushing that on, and I'm being sure not to really press too much. I went ahead and added some more developer too to get the consistency a little bit better, because you don't want it to be too thick. It's more like pasty, if that makes sense. And so at this point, I'm just kind of applying that onto the frontal, and I'm kind of pressing it to where it's kind of sitting on the knots, but I'm not pressing to where it's going to go through the lace and then it ends up like bleaching the roots on the other side, because you don't really want, well, I'm not trying to dye the hair, I'm just trying to bleach the knots on the frontal. And I can't remember if I said it already or not, but the reason that you kind of bleach the knots is because the knots are black, and we just want to get them to more of a skin tone like color. That way you won't really see it, and then it's like, what wig, like what frontal? And I kind of go around the comb sometimes. Most times I really won't do this part, because I know that I'm going to keep my comb. Some people like to remove theirs, but for me, on days when I don't want to go through the entire thing of like gelling it down with the Got To Be glue gel, I basically rely on just the combs, the added elastic band, and then the adjustable straps in the back. So that's why I like to keep my combs. But for the purpose of the video, I went ahead and I went around them, and I haven't found that the bleach messes up the combs or anything like that. So for me, that works just fine. And I'm just making sure that I'm getting all the way close to the front and then getting near their hairline. So at that point, it's just like the waiting process, about 15 to 20 minutes. And if that process, like the way I just kind of laid the wig out on the floor like that, doesn't work for you, either flip your frontal over, or if it's already on a wig, then just kind of turn your wig inside out and you can put it onto the mannequin stand. Use some little T-pins or stick pins, whatever you want to use to hold your wig onto the mannequin stand, and then you can apply it that way. And just be careful not to press too hard, again, because you don't want to get it onto the actual hair. But if you do, then you can just take like some black hair dye and just correct those mistakes. And then you can check the other side to be sure that you didn't really get the bleach on the hair if you want to. Also, I do have a video on how you can prep your lace closure, so I'll leave that video down below. I uploaded that about 1.5 years ago, but it's still like very relevant. So after about 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and rinse the bleach off from the frontal. I like to get the bleach off of the frontal first, and then I'll go ahead and shampoo the entire wig. And you see the shimmering lights over there? That's like a purple shampoo. Sometimes I do that, like I'll go right in with the purple shampoo next if I didn't plan on tinting the wig or tinting the actual frontal. So yeah, I didn't use the shimmering lights during this part, but I wanted to still keep that there because I thought I was going to, and plus you may want to use it at home. So next thing we're going to do is go ahead and tint the lace. Most times I really don't do this because I find that for my skin tone it's not needed, but if you're of a darker complexion, then tinting the lace works, because you're pretty much staining the lace to a darker color lace to where it matches your skin tone. So just boil some tea and then just pour the tea into like a bowl or container that you don't mind soaking a wig in, and pretty much you're just going to soak the lace in the tea. And if you find that when you check it after about 10 or 15 minutes, if it's not dark enough, just take like a darker hair color or like a rinse or something, black, brown, whatever color you have, and then just add a little bit of that into the actual tea, and then it'll help to kind of stain that even further for you. And then after I pretty much tinted the lace, that was when I went ahead and conditioned the entire wig. So now we've shampooed, conditioned, all that good stuff. Now we're going to go ahead and begin to pluck the frontal. And I lost the footage of me showing you all the before and after because I had already done the other side. So I hate that I lost that, because now you can't really see the difference. But you all, if you're working with wigs, then you know how they come sometimes. So yeah, so my technique for this is not a technique at all. I kind of just make parts and I pluck, and then I make a part and I pluck. But to give you all a general idea, what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of making a part in the front, and I just kind of hold the hair and I just kind of go all the way across and just kind of pluck, and then I comb that out to see about how much I've actually plucked, and then I comb all the hair back together, and then I make another part behind that and I pluck some more on both sides of the part, and then I comb it all together again, and then I make another part. You get my point? Like, that's what I do. So I don't really go all the way to the very back part of the frontal to where the tracks are, but I kind of do this majority at the front part because I want that gradual fade. Like, I don't want it to be like super full in the front. We want to kind of thin that out a little bit. And then after that, after I go from front to as far back as I want to go, then I'll begin to kind of make some diagonal sections as well. And in that front part, I'm just really trying to break up their hairline because it was like really kind of like straight and like super full. So yeah. And then after that, I kind of like to thin it out some more along the temples, kind of like the side areas, because I find that even on my hair, or just like on most people's hair, it's not as full right there. So I kind of like to thin out the temple areas as well. And I do the same thing closest to the sideburns because I like to push that behind my ear, and I don't want it to be too much hair in that area either. So that's kind of a technique. Really, it's not. If you pluck frontals and stuff, you get what I mean. We kind of just like go to town and you just pluck and pluck and pluck, you know. So make sure that you're kind of taking a pause and kind of looking at it, and also keep in mind that mine is sitting on like a white mannequin stand, so in areas where it may look like I've kind of plucked too much, trust me, I haven't. Like, I really should have plucked more, but yeah. Just so we're on the same page, this is a different wig from the bleaching and tinting portion previously in the video. I do these same steps to almost all of my wigs, so I kind of just collected this footage and put it into one big video. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I like to do this while the frontal is actually wet because it makes it easier. And then also make sure that you're like actually pulling that hair from the root, because you want, and I'm showing you at this point how it's kind of like more jagged and not so like super like perfect. But yeah, just make sure that you're pulling it from the root, because if not, you'll end up with a lot of little, what you kind of call flyaways and stuff. So you want to pull it from the root, that way you're taking out that entire hair. So after that, you just going to go ahead and create some baby hairs if you would like. Most people don't like this, but what you do is just kind of section out a few little sections, and then if you don't have a little razor, then you can use scissors to do it the same way. This doesn't have to be perfect at all, because really you don't want it to be that perfect, because we're trying to make it look more realistic. So if it's a little too structured, then it kind of looks, you know, structured. And that's pretty much it for the plucking. So next up, we're going to go ahead and add an elastic band. Most wig companies now, they are sending out the elastic with the wigs. If not, you can always just purchase some elastic at a fabric store. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and kind of stretch that elastic. Don't stretch it too tight because you don't want to give yourself a headache. But I'm going to stretch it, and I want to check and see ear to ear about how much elastic I need. And so once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my wig, because I'm trying to find the ear portions. And to make sure that it's balanced, like centered and everything, I hold that comb and make sure that it's directly in the center towards the nape of my neck. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of place my thumbs near where my ears are, and that lets me know where I need to sew on the elastic band. And I'm kind of using green thread because I never remember until I'm actually sewing on an elastic band that I don't have any more thread. So yeah. But yeah, this one is a little thinner because like it's not the actual thread that I'm supposed to use, but it holds up for me. And then I'm just going to repeat that process on the other side. And it doesn't have to be sewn on like perfectly neat. Like nobody's going to see it except you. I mean, unless you take it off and show somebody, but nobody's going to really see your thread, and they're not going to know that it's green or whatever color you may end up using if you just kind of like trying to get through this part. So yeah. Now we have on the elastic band, and we are pretty much good to go. So go ahead and cut off that excess lace and everything like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now your frontal is ready, and I'm glad I made this video because now in future videos I won't have to continue to show any of these steps. I'm going to go ahead and adjust those adjustable straps as well, because it gives me that extra added security for the times when I don't really want to glue my wig down in the front using the Got to Be Glued gel, if I just want to throw it on and go somewhere. And it's like secure, girl. When you measure out that elastic band, you're good to go, like good to go. So the next thing, in the next video, I'll be showing you all pretty much how I'm going to apply my wig. We're going to try out the stocking cap method for the first time. And I need to show you all how I colored this hair and curled it and all of that. So definitely get subscribed if you are not. Turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss any of my future videos. Questions or comments, leave all of that down below as well. And as always, I thank you all so much for watching. oh, I just killed this voiceover. What?